I'm just making that angle, holding this rail. They are so terrified to peek this because the second that they're there for too long, they're dead. Hey everybody, I wanted to show you guys a game so that you can try to learn from this game and how you can have losing rounds, but then turn the round around to try to win it for your own team by making smart plays. So that's what it's going to be about. It's also going to be a lot about Sojourn, so let's get into it. I joined a competitive team. Don't know if you knew that about me. I'm trying it out. Let's see what happens with it, right? I mean, it would be cool to try to get better. Now, as we come out here, we have two big decisions that we can make. We can either go bridge here, which heads towards main here, or we can decide to go white room. The reason why it's called white room is because it looks like, well, it's like a white room. We end up deciding to go bridge here. Now, in hindsight, not the best idea, but we'll see why. So we come out here, and the first thing that I'm trying to do as Sojourn is I'm trying to hold safe angles, and I'm trying to build my rail to 100. I need to get to 100 rail before I can actually safely swing this with pressure. So you're going to see I'm holding super tight angles because I know they have a Ramatra Juno, because if the second that I can walk out here, I don't want my slide to get forced. If I get my slide forced, I am dead to Juno Ram, and I can never walk in. So I need to try to hold my slide here, and I'm trying to get that ram, either that ram shift out, or I'm trying to look for my rail charge to get to 100. Now, as soon as I get that 100 rail, I'm looking squishies here. Now, our tank is creating a pretty weird angle here, and it's causing us to get split. This is why bridge was pretty bad to go, because we should have walked in either a lot quicker, or we should have went white room, which would have, I think, worked out better for us. But since we're getting split here, it's not working out for us very well. Our tank now goes in onto their backline, and I see that this ram is low, but remember, I still can't walk in because this ram has shift, Genji has his cooldowns, and they still have speed. They just used it right there. So I cannot walk in. I see ram is low. The second I try to walk in, I need to force my shift, exactly like I talked about. I couldn't walk in there safely, and I got my shift forced. Our tank ends up... he ends up living. He hits the jab on this Genji, but he has to run back and come back towards us, and now we need to reset. This is where I make the call in chat in our comms to go white room. Because if we go white room now, it's going to create, once again, you know how much I love to talk about hallways. It creates a hallway here, and especially whenever we have me and Bill, Bill's our flex DPS player playing Torbjorn, we could spam through these little angles super effectively while just kind of standing in the middle of the hallway. You're going to see how we do this right here. So we start rotating as fast as possible to get over here. Now, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for building a 100 rail charge and then just swinging right and left until I can try to find a pick or a kill or something. That's the goal here. We're going to play super safe. Remember, I never want my shift to get forced. And I'm keeping an eye on my tank's health and my tank's cooldowns here to know whether I should push in or not. That's a big thing that I'm trying to keep in mind here. This position is very tricky. I'm just looking for as much opportunity to get this rail shot as possible. Since they use that shield there, there's really no reason for me to peek. The only reason I'm peeking is just to try to keep my rail at 100. Their Genji went in and got low. Because he got low, that's why you hold your rail. And that's why Sojourn's so good in competitive environments, because you're able to just delete somebody the second they have low health. Now, let's say I missed that shot. It's a double-edged sword, right? If I miss that shot, it's really hard to walk in here. But I hit that shot, and we're able to just start winning the fight. Now, as we start walking in here, I get almost 100 rail charge, and I see how low this Sojourn was, and I decide to push Sojourn. I hit the shot, but I still didn't get the kill. Now, there's a couple things that, like, even though I died there, and I made a mistake going in on that Sojourn, I hit the shot, I did everything right, I just made a bad engagement. You're gonna see, even though I made a bad engagement, you're gonna see how much I try to save myself, because saving yourself is so important in Overwatch, even if you make a bad play like this. So let's recap and look at this. So I make the decision to go in on Sojourn because Sojourn uses her rail. So she's a huge threat to my team, firing down this hallway raid here, which is not going to allow my team to walk in. So I make the call that I need to kill this Sojourn to get her out of the game. Now, I hit it, and I hit the shot, but she's still alive. Now, since I don't get the kill, and I know that I'm absolutely screwed. You can see how I already decide to just go play cover as much as possible here so that I can stay alive as long as possible, waste as much time as possible, and maybe something can happen. Maybe they can walk in. Maybe my team can do something. So even though that one play where I slid in looks like I'm just kind of like dying, there's still a purpose to it. And I think that's really important to understand at high level play. So heading into this, we're pretty down here, okay? We need to win a fight. We need to turn this round around now, which means we're going to go White Room again because it worked last time, right? We were able to get Genji, and now we're going White Room again. And once again, I'm going to be looking to build my rail. I'm trying to just try to get that rail charge so I can be a threat and we can start walking in. I have my rail as well. So as we come in here, we see that our Juno uses our ult and we start walking forward because if you see already, they're pretty low on their end of the team. So we start walking in now. I'm able to hit that shot on Sojourn and we're able to just clean up the fight. I mean, that was a really well-timed Juno ult by our Juno. Worked out super well. We kind of just walked them over. Anytime you can win a fight like that with like few ults, it's gonna work out in your favor. It's gonna be great. So now we want to force them into that White Room again. They want to play White Room, and I kind of want them to play White Room. I'm a lot more confident in my Sojourn in the Sojourn mirror, so I really feel comfortable playing those tight angles and trying to get the best of people. I mean, I've just played so many hours of Sojourn. I feel like I'm pretty good at Sojourn. There's still a lot I have to get better at though. All right, now their team takes a weird split here, right? They go Brig, So, just got to start on this side, and then they also start moving their team over towards White Room. Now this is not a good play by their team, and this is definitely a mistake. Like you can just see how stacked we are versus how split they are. They're going to be looking for something here, but I'm aware of that, and I'm going to be trying to mark this Sojourn so she can't walk in, which effectively still allows me to shoot down this hallway while I can still hold her off. As they walk in, I get that rail charge, because getting rail charge is the most important thing. The second I get 100 rail charge, I need to turn, and I start looking towards that Sojourn. Now I'm able to get the kill. Great shot, Nick. And then, since I'm still holding that great angle like I was talking about before, if I sat here, this allowed me to hold this sight line right here. Like this effectively makes this a hallway where they have to walk through. While if I just turn my corner here, I can hold this angle here, which is really hard for them to start walking in. Now this is like a double-edged, like a really, really good position to be in. My thing disconnected. Oh, this is it. Sweet. No! I'm able to punish this mistake here, and I'm able to pop my rail the second I hit that first rail shot to secure the kill on the Sojourn. And because of that, all I have to do is just turn my camera very slightly to the right here, and now I have this beautiful hallway that's going to be terrifying for them to be standing in, and there is zero pressure on me, and I can do basically anything I want to their team. So as we start, they end up having to pop their Juno ult because of that, because of how much of a threat that position was, and now they start walking in. Orisa uses their ult, and now we just kind of clean up. They kind of lost that fight from the get-go because of how their Sojourn played that. Now they're still using ults, which isn't very good for their team at all here. Like, it's already a lost fight, and now this really opens up the doors for us to start winning this game. The one problem we have right now is that we have no ults, and they're coming up on overclock, so it's definitely going to work out in their favor. Once again, we want to try to control this bridge here, because if we're controlling this bridge, it's going to force them into that White Room where I feel more comfortable against their Sojourn. But now that they're forced into White Room, I'm going to start building my charge again. Once again, you just play those tight angles, you build your rail charge. That's the most important thing you can do here. I'm holding my E because if I E, I want to wait until they actually walk in. Because if this Ram decides to walk in past this point here, and I throw my Sojourn E like at the doorway, they can't walk in and help him. So right now I'm just trying to force that guy out and hold my E. So now that I see they start walking in and they start wanting to use stuff, that's when I throw my E, and it's able to completely split their Juno off from their low health Ram right now. And I'm just going to keep trying to make this angle. I'm just making that angle, holding this rail. They are so terrified to peek this, because the second that they're there for too long, they're dead. Holding that rail. Now, Sojourn tries to peek me, tries to ego me, gets absolutely blasted, okay? Now, this is a big mistake from Sojourn, because if you swing that wide there, you're going to get headshot. Like, there's only one way that you can rotate to, and that's toward the wall. And that's why I just held my cursor at the wall, was able to shoot her in the face. And because they're down a person, this is the last fight, we're able to just take advantage of the situation and just get them out of there. Now it's just cleanup. It's always good. Remember, you have to play with your team, play like center mid behind your tank, follow the rules of engagement. I mean, follow all my stuff. Like, I'm just trying to show you how I think about Sojourn and how you can try to play it. Please like and subscribe. Consider becoming a member if you haven't. We can hang out and be buddies. So, appreciate you guys.